My name is Isaiah Dietz, and I'm an English 112 student, and this is my final presentation. In this, I'm just going to address a few points, mainly from my introduction paragraph right here, or my introduction part of my outline. My first part addresses how COVID-19 completely shifted the education system in America, and not even just America, but focusing on the United States right now. COVID-19, it really technology was always in the classrooms. You saw it more, especially I did, more in getting like fifth grade, fourth grade. For me, when COVID was in sixth grade, computers were still being used, but you used them every other week or every other day. They weren't a huge thing. We still used a lot of paper, pencil resources, a lot of in-person communication. COVID pretty much shifted that overnight. It was pretty quick. We went to all online in a few weeks. That was it shifted everything. We started using laptops, tablets, Zoom, Google Classroom, Canvas, all these different resources that became way more popular after COVID completely shifted the education system. Even after COVID and everything went back to normal, we can say that technology still stuck around and it's been advancing ever since. The shift from paper pencil learning to online Zoom, Canvas, Google Classroom, it made teachers, students, and pretty much a lot of things in the education system more flexible. You could reach a teacher easier. It made grading assignments easier, depending on the person, I guess. So out of this rapid technological shift came out one of the most powerful and controversial tools in modern technology, especially in the classroom, which would be AI. AI could be a very powerful resource if used correctly. It could completely change the classroom. It could make them way more efficient. But there is a problem, and people are starting to see, especially now, kids utilizing it and taking advantage of AI's capabilities. So AI is this new educational force. It refers to a technology that can perform tasks that usually requires human thinking. These include like Grammarly, which I use, where it just fixes errors in your essay. That one's a little less controversial. It just kind of assists you. But ChatGPT is the way more controversial one, where people are starting to see students on basic assignments getting ChatGPT to do their work for them. AI tutors, which would be more, they could assist classrooms. This would be one of those things that make classrooms more efficient, but most of the time you're not getting a tutor, you're just getting the AI to do the work itself. AI is especially appealing to students just because it's fast, it's readily available at a couple clicks on your keyboard. And AI, not even just to struggling students, but just students that become lazy, and they have utilized it and taken advantage of AI, which drastically affects their performance in the classroom. It can on the grade book, it can show that they're doing really well, but in reality, they're falling far behind because they're not properly picking up on the material. So while the benefits of AI are real, AI's growing presence in the classroom also has raised serious concerns with professionals, just because kids are starting to take advantage of AI, and it's really affecting their ability to critically think. AI is a helpful tool, but there's growing concerns behind it. So rise of so let's see our next point. Sorry about that. So really what we see after COVID is this transition from paper-based learning to digital and hybrid instruction. So right now, especially at my school, West Lincoln High School, I am using not so much paper pencil anymore, maybe on a few assignments here and there, but it is a lot of online computer work, which is not a bad thing, but there's also important components, important aspects of paper pencil work. So AI was initially seen as a tool to increase efficiency in the classroom and personalized learning. But as we see now, kids are just taking advantage of that. Um, so, introduction to ChatGPT in 2022, it really shifted. It was, you saw COVID in 2020 shift from paper pencil learning to computer learning. This shifted from critical thinking to utilizing tools to do the thinking for you. And that has been detrimental to students. And this increases, as we see here, increases plagiarism and academic dishonesty. For my last points, the normalization of AI generated assignments. This decreases creativity as kids for essays, artwork, or just going to ChatGPT and asking for ideas instead of using that time to think critically and generate the ideas themselves. We see a drastic decline in brainstorming and independent idea development. So there's this over-reliance of AI. It greatly impacts critical thinking, and in that we just lose a lot of the creativity. And this increases the risk of long-term, or increases risk to students' independence and originality. So with AI, we lose a lot of that originality that when we were paper pencil we would have, because we didn't have a tool like AI to take away the critical thinking and creativity. So I think that's my last point. So in conclusion, AI has both opportunity and challenge. AI, if unchecked, it can be detrimental to the classroom, but if there are restrictions to it and students understand the importance of proper AI usage, it can greatly increase the efficiency of the classroom. So an important step for that is a call for responsible AI policies and classroom boundaries. This starts with setting up AI policies and then explaining them to students in a way that they can understand that AI is an important tool but must be used responsibly. If it's not used responsibly, we risk impacting the educational integrity of the education system.